Hello students, welcome to the second video on business ethics. In the previous video on business ethics, we discussed about the concept of business ethics, evolution of business ethics, and principles of business ethics. So just taking a recap of what business ethics means. Business ethics are those moral principles or values which guide the activities and operations of a business enterprise, or how the individuals or the personals or employees of that business concern would behave, or how the business activities would be conducted. So all the moral principles and values applied into business is business ethics. Today, we will be discussing about the features of business ethics, about the significance or need for business ethics, and what is the scope of business ethics. So let's first begin with the features or characteristics of business ethics. The first characteristic is it is a code of conduct. Definitely, business ethics means or implies what to do or what not to do, what is right, what is wrong. So it is the code of conduct, means how a company or a business entity would conduct itself or would act, operate as um, you know business ethics. Then the second thing is, or the second feature is, it is based on moral and social values. So business ethics takes into consideration all the social norms or the moral principles or values into business operations. So whatever activities would be conducted in the business should be by taking into consideration what society wants, how the society expects the business to go or to operate, and other values in each and every activity. Means whether each and every activity should be judged whether it is going to create a positive impact or a negative impact, whether it is right or wrong. So it should be, or business ethics should be based on moral and social values. Then the next feature is, it gives protection to social groups. So social groups here means all the stakeholders, all the parties or people that are involved into business. So business ethics, if it is being applied to in the business organization, then definitely it protects the interest of all these people. Then the next feature is, it provides basic framework, as we had discussed in the previous video. It is the framework of the or guidance that is being provided to the business entities on how to perform, how to conduct a business. So it takes into consideration social, economical, cultural, and legal constraints in conducting a business. So whatever society wants, what is the economical scenario, what is the legal framework, and what are the cultural expectations of from the business, all these should be fulfilled or are fulfilled by the businesses if business ethics is applied. Then next important feature is that it is voluntary. It is not mandatory for business entities to strictly follow moral principles, but it is definitely expected. It is expected out of these businesses that they carry on all the activities taking into moral values and uh, guidelines, so that no harm is done to the society, to any other, to or the environment, or to any other party related to the business. And then it requires educational guidance. Definitely, awareness, guidance, and education is necessary in making business ethics applicable into business. So if it is practiced, then definitely more and more business entities would depend on these moral principles for taking decisions, so that welfare of all is done, with along with the objective of carrying or increasing the profitability of a business. So these were the some of the characteristics or features of business ethics. Now let's move on to the significance or importance of business ethics. So why business ethics is important? What benefits come out of it? So the first significance is that it helps in maximizing the profits of the business concern. So if business ethics are applied into business, it has positive impact on the profitability of the business keep on earning more and more profits. Why it happens? Because if business ethics are considered, then definitely their activities, that is, you know, all the internal activities like fair treatment to labor, or for proper working conditions, or fair treatment to customers, goods and services being provided of good quality, and better services being given to them. So if all these things are taken into account, then definitely it will affect the profitability of the concern. And the customers would be given quality prices, and quality of goods and services with reasonable prices. So this is the importance of business ethics into maximizing the profits. Then the next important benefit or importance of business ethics is that it creates goodwill in the market, or it brings positive reputation of the entity or commercial entity into the market. So people have, if the customers are served properly, they get good quality products and services, the prices are good, then if labor are treated properly, if all the legal and social norms are applied, then definitely it creates a sense of satisfaction among all the participants, and this helps in building goodwill of that organization. So when goodwill is enhanced, then one another benefit is that investors are attracted to such organizations. More and more people are interested in investing in companies or businesses who adhere to business ethics, or who are guided by moral principles. So it strengthens the and builds the long-term relationship between the business and customers, business and investors, business and other parties that are related to the business. So this was the another importance of uh, business ethics. Then the next benefit or significance of business ethics is that it helps in efficient utilization of business resources. So we all know that employees are very essential for any organization. They play an important role in the success of business organization. So if the employees are honest, they're loyal, they're hardworking, they're dedicated, they're efficient, then definitely they will be in a position to contribute positively towards maximization of profit and wealth of that concern. And if business ethics are being applied, then definitely the work culture of that entity would be ethical, it would be guided by moral principles, and it would help in effective and efficient utilization of all the resources that are applied into businesses. So business ethics thus helps in increasing the profitability as well as the credibility of an organization. So these were the importance or significance of business ethics. That is, it maximizes profits, it improves the goodwill or reputation of the concern, and it helps in businesses to efficiently or utilize the resources to the maximum potential. Now let's see what are the necessity or need for business ethics. And the first logic that can be given why business ethics is required is that it stops malpractices. Means if you're ethical in conduct, definitely you won't go for negative acts, or unfair acts, or which are not in the interest of the various sections of the society. So all the malpractices can be checked if business is ethical or business follows moral principles in its operations. Then the next necessity is due to the fact that it helps in the survival of the business. A business cannot survive it is if it is unethical. Unethical businesses can maybe make they may be successful in making short term gains, but in the long run unethical practices are not helpful. If only people or business entities are ethical in their practices, they can create goodwill and maintain the survival of the business in the long period. Otherwise it is not possible for them to continue for long if they are unethical. Then the next need is that it improves the customer's confidence. Definitely ethical practices infuses a sense of confidence among the customers. They are having a feeling of trust that the company or the business entity is operating fairly. Whatever goods and services are that are being served to them, they are of best of quality. They are charged fairly, and the way in which they are served, that is also done properly. So all these things leads to the sense of satisfaction and confidence building of the customers. The next necessity is due to the fact that it protects the interest of the employees as well as shareholders. So if business ethics is applied, then definitely employees will be taken care of, because being human resource, they are very much important for the business. And so every effort would be made to ensure a good working condition, fair wages, other financial and non-financial incentives, and other facilities, so that they have a feeling of oneness, belongingness towards the entity, and they work towards the achievement of the goal in a collective manner. And from the shareholders point of view, if ethical practices are being practiced, then it ensures that shareholders are given all or disclosed all the information that are material to them, or in protecting their interest. And means their capital is intact, they are getting fair dividend, and all the decisions that are being taken are given priority, in the sense that the foremost responsibility of the business was to protect or to the interest of the shareholders. So from this point of view, we can say that it is necessary. If business ethics is applied, then definitely it will provide a shield, a protection towards the interest of the employees as well as the shareholders. Then the next necessity is that it helps in creating good image of the business in the business community as well as in the market. So if ethical practices are being applied into a business, a good reputation is created in the market as well as in the business community, and it helps in the long term survival of the business. Then the next need is due to the its ability to help to check consumer movements due to increased awareness. We know that these days consumers are well educated, they're well informed, they're aware about many things like legal and all aspects. So if any unethical practice is being undertaken by an organization, then definitely it will catch the eye of the customers, and they won't sit back, and they would go for some kind of movement, so that such illegal or unethical conducts are checked. So if such situations are to be avoided, then definitely business ethical practices are needed. So business ethics here acts as a check on such consumer movements due to unethical practices uh, of the businesses. Then the next necessity is that it is the best way to deal with the employees of an organization. Definitely, business ethical conduct means employees are treated fairly. From the topmost personnel to the shop floor level employees, all the employees are treated equally, fairly, and whatever is due to them, they are repaid from the whatever the profit are the company is earning. Their interest is being adjusted from that profit, so they get due share in that profit. So business ethical practices ensure such kind of fair treatment to the employees. So it is also needed to protect the uh, interest of the employees. Then the next is that it helps in dealing with the competitive situation. So it means a healthy competitive atmosphere is you know uh, created by ethical practices. So if unethical things are taken into consideration, then competition will never be healthy. A healthy competition is possible only when ethical practices are made by the businesses. So if business ethics are followed, then definitely a healthy atmosphere is created where competitors compete with each other, but not with the intention of just getting monopoly or just ruling out other um, businesses out of the market. So these are the necessity or the need for business ethics, because it just not checks the corruption malpractices, but it ensures that fair and equitable operations are being conducted. Every financial performance is being reported in a proper appropriate manner, and all the parties that are related to the business are being given equitable and fair treatment. So that's why business ethics is required for any business. And if we look at the scope of business ethics, then it means that what are the aspects, what are the things that are taken under the purview of business ethics. And from this point of view, the scope will include fair labor practices, means all the practices related to labor or employees are fair. Then the second is corporate governance. We have you know gone through a detailed or elaborate discussion on corporate governance in the previous videos. So, corporate governance issues are also covered under the scope of business ethics. Then, accurate accounting, because accounting implies financial reporting. Whatever activities are being conducted in the business are reported on timely or periodical manner. So that reporting should be true and fair and impartial, and it should be communicated to all the stakeholders. So it also covers the business ethic area. Then the next is environmental stewardship, means environment is very important, and ethical conduct means protecting the environment, causing least harm to the environment, and switching on to more and more renewable resources, and minimizing the use of non-renewable resources, and just reducing the pollutions and contributing to the just recovery of environment, whatever damage has been done to the environment, that can be recovered by good acts towards environmental protection and safety. So all these environmental issues must be considered by businesses, and it is under the purview of business ethics. Then the next one is about reputation or goodwill management. That is important. And how a goodwill can be managed means, if you are ethical in your conduct, in your behavior, then definitely people will be loyal, will be having trust, they'll rely on that organization, and reputation will be created in a positive manner. They'll have good reputation, and which will bear positive results in favor of the company. Then the next is, area which is covered under business ethics, is stakeholders interest. All the stakeholders, from customers to employees to management to suppliers to investors to society or the environment itself, all the stakeholders interest should be protected, and these acts are governed by moral issues, moral principles. So stakeholders interest also comes under the purview of business ethics. And the last one is social, economic, and legal laws compliance, means whatever social norms or legal norms or economic norms are to be abided by the business entity should be done without any failure. And if this is practiced, then definitely business ethics uh, you know comes into its place. So business ethics also includes all types of abidement with rules, laws, whether it be social, economical, or legal. So that was all on this topic. That was we've discussed today about the features or characteristics of business ethics. Then what is the importance or significance of business ethics, the need for business ethics, and the scope of business ethics. So that's all in this video. Thank you.